Howdy, Friars. Welcome to Demo Day on August 6th here. There's a few things we're going to go through. We're going to show off the new changes to Permapost, the big one of which is the author page. It's not quite live yet, it's still going through some QA, but we can at least demo that. And then I'll just go over all the tickets that we put through that are done now. Some of those are on the Deeth landing page, and some of those are on Permapost as well. And yeah, talk about I'll show off the new design for the Deeth dashboard, which is pretty exciting. And then we'll hand it off to Chris for the marketing stuff. Or for where we're going to be going for marketing. So yeah, let me go ahead and share my screen and show off the author page first. Yeah, so this is, we go and look at a post. That's another new thing, by the way, is the loading, but I'll get to that in a moment. So if you click on the author here for any post, it will fetch for a little bit, and yeah, then you have your list of articles here. So I haven't seen some of this. So this I'll copy to clipboard, very cool. So you can copy the address, and then this looks like a tip functionality, although it doesn't look like it's working yet. So maybe that's part of what. Oh no, I'm on Brave, so that's not going to work here because I don't have I have MetaMask. Maybe I need to be logged in. Just refresh and see. I'm guessing, Chris, that is a tip functionality, right?
That was actually
rolled
out before.
Tips received. So that's showing me how much tips have been received, which is probably nothing for a lot of these.
Yeah, so it was actually deployed or moved to QA before I had a look at it last time. So it changed the way that works. So I'm actually unsure of the exact expected behavior for that button, but
okay.
What I think it's going to do is going to total the tips just next to the icon for a specific post.
Yeah. All right. Well, anyway, this is the author page, which turns your this Permapost into a very basic blog site. Obviously, you can click through to read more. Just a note on this post, this was a test on the max length of a post. So you can see on the scroll bar there, this is extremely long. You can write a whole chapter there. I think this costs like 3 cents to post as well. Let's see what other issues there were. Oh yeah, we fixed some bugs. For one, the preloading steps. So if I just go to, wait, that's not what I want. Nope, back up. Well, this loading thing here. So it loads for a little bit rather than I used to sort of render ugly for a moment, and then it would kind of format it all. So we just have that loading arrow there, or loading graphic there to get in front of that. And then, yeah, if we go to the compose page, we have this stuck message. So if something doesn't make sense here, or you want to make it easy for people to reach out, that's just an email link. Let's see, and then some of this, yes, I guess I didn't realize that had been changed so recently. If you go to, let me actually just enter here. I think this should display it. No, let me make a new tab. Well, there's a modal that pops up here talking about blockchains. And yeah, go ahead, Chris.
It's because you're in you have to try and connect the wallet first.
Okay.
So now just click there on choose network and click on Ethereum or that, but just go to Ethereum.
Okay.
You're talking about the modal that tells you that you need MetaMask.
Yes, and it usually loads.
It's because there's a cookie. You have to just go to your inspect page, yeah, and then just clear those, remove those. You didn't remove. You just clicked done.
I did.
Oh, okay.
I did.
Yeah.
So yeah, this pops up. So there's a way to exit it. That's one thing. Determine what this is. MetaMask required after user selects blockchain. This maybe is not a good demo of that feature because I have MetaMask installed on here.
But what was happening is if you're on a mobile phone, for instance, and you can't install MetaMask, there was no way to dismiss this modal by installing MetaMask. So we added the close button. So, and then if you try and interact again, it just comes up, but it doesn't force you to keep that modal open on mobile. So that was what it's about.
Okay, right. Okay. Let's see what else. Deth logo. This is on the Deth landing page. So we just put that logo up there. The max post length, I already talked about that. Open graph tags to landing page. So if I don't know if I really want to show my, I guess Discord.
I think we can just explain what it does, but if you share the link with anybody on any sort of app that supports Open Graph, then
right,
will obviously generate.
I think this one will. So I go here, paste it. So that's this stuff, I believe, right?
Yes.
Okay. And was this ticket was either for Permapost or Deth? I'm not sure. Just go look at that again. I'm actually not sure which one it was, but I think it's on both now. Yeah, another small change is on Permapost. If I go to a post here, so you can already go to Smoke Signal here, but we just added another link at the end here for discuss this on Smoke Signal, just another sort of call to action. If and when Permapost gets big, it'd be nice for some of that traffic to get to Smoke Signal, and maybe we could see some sort of spontaneous conversation pop up here. Of course, this will take a while to load. But I've shown this off before. The main point here is you can see the same content, but then actually comment on it. This one in particular doesn't have any comments, but yeah, and then fact about Smoke Signal. Oh yeah, that's just if we go to home, sort of a similar intention here. If you read through these facts, this talks about getting to Smoke Signal. If you want to, for anyone who wants to comment on stuff. So that's pretty much all the issues. Let's see what else is on the agenda here. New changes to Permapost. I went through those. The Deth landing page. I think I've shown off. Is there any other changes that I missed here that you can think of, Chris, for the Deth landing page?
No, I think you have all of them.
Okay, and then the new design.
We're going to, yeah, we're going to add more just to add the menu and all the links to the Deth landing page as well. So you can go to the contracts or the source code, etc.
Yeah.
Which we don't currently have that on Leverly, but we do have it on Permapost.
Right.
So yeah, that's also something that's gonna. So those links at the top will also be added to Deth.
So link right over here as soon as it loads. This dev links that will be. We'll have something similar with source code in the contract. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the next thing is the the Deth dashboard that we're designing. So this design, I think, is pretty close to done now. We've gone through a few iterations.
I think that it might make more sense if I just explain why we made this design.
Sure.
Because that's kind of about the marketing for Deth at the moment. So what we did was to design a journey from.
Do you want to share
Deth landing page?
Or with that
I think I'll just talk through it, and then we can just on your screen show, okay, so just go to the Permapost or the Deth landing page as well.
I think that's here.
There to the left, yes. So imagine you're seeing a Brave ad, push notification, and you're clicking on it. You obviously get to this page, and by the way, we've thus far gotten 10,665 people to this page from the Brave ads, and 127 click through to the landing page. That's about 1.19%. Pretty standard click-through rate. So the click-through rate on the ad itself is still around 13%, and then 1% then click through from this page to the dashboard. But thus far from those 127 click-throughs from this page, we haven't seen any conversions. So we haven't seen any people buy ETH from the Brave ads. Now, what we've gone and done is we said, well, obviously the landing page is working, because if the landing page wasn't working whatsoever, then I mean, nobody would have clicked through to the dashboard.
Right.
So just click to the Foundry dashboard now. I mean, this is what you're faced with. It's pretty, you know, not what you're expecting. So what we did was to design a complete journey, a logical journey from the Brave ad to actually minting these, and then to see all the different actions and questions the user might have during that path. So we made a few mock-ups, and the team chose one this morning, which you can show there, Logan. Yeah, so this is what you'll see when you click through from.
Right. Yeah, just to be clear. So I click here, and then instead of that stuff, I don't even want to go back there. You'll now go here.
Yes. So we obviously have to build this, but so the first thing is, okay, you put in 10 ETH, the market grows by 10%. What do you get out?
Right.
Or if the market dips by 10%, what do you have left? So I mean, that's kind of the main essence of ETH, is you put in money and you get more than you would have gotten, but what is that number? So we allow the user to actually calculate that, which if you just go back to the old dashboard, I mean, there's none of that stuff. It's just like, okay, cool, put in 1 ETH, and this is how much ETH you get.
And then you could, if you know, I mean, you could get to the same answer if you happen to know that you should take that and put that in there, and then you could, but actually even that doesn't really, there's no way to do the sort of the estimation, because there's nowhere to put in, like, assuming a 10%, and basically, unless you've talked to Skulk or me, you probably didn't even know that. So this is just a very confusing interface, whereas this is very explanatory. It's kind of fun too. So the idea is that this 10 ETH will be there by default. You can change it, but then as you change that, or as you drag this slider, these you know, this blue part would actually fill in as you drag the slider more. Well, so would the red part, yeah, so just a fun little calculator, and it just tells the story of ETH, because the story of ETH is not really about ETH itself. It's really just about putting ETH in and getting more ETH out, or less. Of course, that's the bad story, but yeah, so that's why we put this calculator here first.
Yeah, and so the next part is, you know, logically, if you're a new user from Brave, you'll probably want to deposit ETH. That's why that's selected by default. What it will also do is, the interface doesn't show this, but whatever ETH amount you've inputted at the top will actually pull through to this automatically, and it will be on the deposit screen. So you'll be able to deposit that and just click the button. You can actually click withdraw if you want to see it, just how it switches.
There it is.
Just click on, there we go. So, and then the minus fees is what we're currently showing as the main ETH thing. So that's just like an eye pop up. So on the right hand side, it will show you, you know, you're getting that amount of ETH, and that's the amount of ETH that's redeemable, or the other way around. And then you can obviously also buy that on one edge. So just a way better way of presenting, you know, the deposit withdrawal section. If you go down a bit further, and this is a feature that we might not implement right now as part of the MVP. It's something that we really do want to add, but it's just show, okay, cool, you bought at this price of ETH, this was the price of ETH, and you can really sort of see, you know, where's a very good place to exit or enter on the graph. And potentially in future, we'll want to sort of optimize or personalize this for each of the different users. And then a bit further down, we'll have a media section Twitter feed. We'll probably feed either the Foundry or Foundry B account, just to create trust in the user that ETH is an active product that has social media that's active. You know, it's not just this random thing that's a fly by night, as well as a news article, which will probably link them to the Medium post that Skulk has made, and then obviously just a nice footer. So that's basically it. A much more intuitive landing page or dashboard to start with. And if you press on the right-hand arrow on your keyboard, so these are the mobile mockups. It won't work on mobile. I mean, you'll be able to calculate this, but the moment you try and actually deposit the ETH or ETH, for now, what it's going to just tell you is we switch to another device, to a desktop device, until we support, you know, mobile wallets such as Wallet Connect or whatever else.
Well, this
Yeah.
actually might work out the box for example, MetaMask browsers. It's
Yeah, those will just work out of the box. Yeah.
yeah, but not for just your regular browser on mobile, probably.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. So this is exciting. I mean, I'm not shocked that the DETH ads aren't converting yet. I mean, I was hoping that they would convert to profit. We've had profit, but it's mostly from Skulk, which, you know, isn't nothing, and it's not like he's just doing it just to bring the profit in. But we have yet to get the ads to convert into profit, which is of course what we really need. But for me, once we started thinking about building these dashboards, you know, this compared to this is just, it makes this just look like an obvious hole that we need to fix. And so I'm not too discouraged at the lack of conversion, and I'm really excited to see how this changes that behavior. Yeah, and I think I don't think we got on a specific time estimate yet. Whoops, let me just close my Discord. My guess would be that once we hand this off to Christopher, and he's working on a few last finishing touches on Permapost, that maybe he'll be able to get a lot of this done within a week or two. And I think the current sprint will take, let's say, less than a week from now to finish. And would you agree roughly with that, Chris?
Yeah, I would say 2 to 3 weeks, because the thing here is we have to write an app from scratch that interfaces with the DETH smart contract. So we have a lot of the functionality within Permapost, but the interfacing with the contract and the flow there, which is currently built, I mean, there's quite a lot of flow within dashboard itself that will need to port to the Next.js code base, which might end up taking longer. But depending on how quickly we move, I doubt it's less than a week. I would say, you know, be more leaning towards 2 or 3 weeks of work. I think once we scope out everything, we'll have a better picture, but I would say at least, yeah, those estimates. Obviously, sooner the better.
Okay, cool.
One other thing I just want to share is that while we're working on the new dashboard, we're also working on more marketing channels to market these with. So at the moment, we just have those push notifications on Brave, but we've done a submission to the DeFi list, so we're waiting for a response from them. We've contacted Cointelegraph, so to run some ads on their platform as well. They've got a few million monthly users, so to do an article or something of DETH on there. And then we've also contacted Cardano Scan, which is when you've done a Cardano transaction like Etherscan, you can go and view it. And then there's also a lot of relevant other projects that do actually use those ads, like the World Mobile Token, for instance, uses them, and Brave. So, and then lastly, it was the dashboard. But in marketing, I mean, if you think about cars, for instance, it's not like somebody can say, cool, here's the new BMW or Toyota, and you just see it once and you buy it. You need that sort of repetitiveness as well as, you know, variation. So you need to see it on Brave and then be reminded again on one of these other platforms. So the idea is to create this multi-touching or layer advertising, and not just advertise on one platform. It is challenging though, because, you know, platforms like Twitter and Reddit do not allow DeFi projects to advertise. They specifically say, you know, things like selling coins or doing ICOs are prohibited. And although DETH isn't really that, I'm pretty sure they're going to see it as that, because, you know, you're minting new DETH and you're buying a coin technically. So we won't be able to advertise on those platforms, hence the research of looking into these other relevant platforms. And yeah, we've already got some answers and costs back. The Cardano Scan, for instance, isn't very expensive compared to Brave, but we're still waiting on Cointelegraph for a quotation. And then the DeFi list, that submission can take a whole while. They might also come back and ask for additional information. But yeah, once we've listed these on there, I think that's going to mean a lot for the project. And then we'll also be working on listing it on CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko in the coming week or so. I think that's pretty much it from a marketing point of view. anything else you guys want to add?
No, not really. I mean, just a small strategic note. We're still sort of in the same, roughly the same treasury crisis. We have, I think, still kind of like 2 months left. We've gained, I think, about enough money since the last time to where we haven't really run into our 2-month runway, if that makes sense. So I look ahead and see it that we have about 2 months left now. I think all we can really do is, we have this list of products that we want to push and try to get profit for. Well, and right now there's two. There's DETH and Permapost, and Permapost isn't really about profit. It's more about exposure. And yeah, I mean, as we go forward, we'll just have to try to invalidate either one. For Permapost, there's basically, I want to finish the author page, which is almost done, and then add a tip readout so you can see how much an article has been tipped. Then I think the development on that will be done until and unless we can validate it with exposure, and we'll try to just get exposure for that. But if we can't do that relatively quickly, we'll have to basically drop it in terms of focus. It can still live, and we can still talk about it and consider it a product of ours. But and then DETH as well. We have to think about how can we most rapidly get validation that this will work, and so that's that's part of why we're looking at getting the dashboard fixed up, just because that seems like the most obvious hole. And then we're also trying to advertise towards it as well. But that's sort of the way we look at things now. We're running out of money, and we need to really make sure that our efforts are counting. And so, yeah, that might mean we basically drop development on Permapost, which would make me sad, but it would sort of make sense too. And then, yeah, hopefully DETH works out. If it doesn't work out, we'll have to think of something else and figure out some other way to spend the budget and try to get profit in for Foundry. But so it's a very stressful time. I'm still feeling all right about it, but we'll have to see how it goes.
Cool.
All righty. Okay. See you friars next time.
Have a nice weekend.
Ciao.